Good afternoon. This is Lindsay. It's October 31st, 2022, and Halloween. I wanted to do a continuation of a narcissistic male. This is a narcissistic male part 2. I'm going to call it, okay? I talked the other day about what had happened to me involving somebody who was living with me, and I was involved, in a relationship with. And so this is part 2 of that because I want to talk about some things that have happened since then. Okay, I went a couple days without speaking. We didn't speak. And so what happens in these situations is where the relationship it's a confusing ordeal where you're not sure what the status, what really is going on. If you're because when you're continuing to talk to them after they've gone back to their country, after y'all still continue communication, like has happened with me, it's very strange because you still don't know how to define the relationship, or at least in my case, it's like, well, is this relationship over? Is it a long distance relationship that you want to, there's all these questions because basically it's almost, most people know that when you're trying to continue with a relationship that ended not so great, or that you had a couple of fights or arguments and then the person went back, but et cetera, and then you try to continue that relation long distance via texting and phone calls and whatnot, it's very convoluted because you still never really know. People can say they're doing this or doing that, and you want to be able to trust the person you're with, or that your significant other. But a lot of the times when you've already been deceived and betrayed and lied to by them various times, it's kind of hard to retrust them. And so once you've set boundaries and whatnot, they have to, they don't, like narcissists, they don't want to follow rules, and they don't like boundaries. They really dislike it when you call them out for what they're doing and you start doing, they can't handle not being in control and not, they have an issue with boundaries. They usually cross boundaries quite often or easily. And so you have to really draw the line with these people in order for them to have any kind of respect for you. Because once, you've had once you know who they are, once you've called them out for what they are, not really actually said it to them face to face, I wouldn't recommend doing that. If you know you're involved with a narcissist and you tell them right directly to their face, it's probably not such a good idea because they're going to punish you. They're going to retaliate for sure. But once you know who they are, or what type of person you're dealing with, or they may be a codependent / narcissist. They could be a lot of different things, but there's narcissist traits in all of these types of disorders. And they know that. Well, what I was dealing with was definitely somebody who knew what he was doing for sure, as far as manipulations and whatnot. He knew what he was doing to me, and he's trying to play the angel or play the good card now by acting like everything's okay, and that I'll get into that in a minute, but they really mess with your head. They really fuck with your mind doing mind fuckery, and the things that they'll do to try to get you back, to try to come back to you, or to try to get you to believe that they are, that they didn't, if you call them out for whatever and then they deny it, they're going to try to come back. They're going to keep trying and trying to convince you that you're wrong, that they didn't do anything, and et cetera, but they know what they're doing. When you do catch them in these little lies and whatnot, it's very deceiving. But when you so when they know that you know who they are, they really try to, they will keep doing little subtle things to punish, to punish you, to manipulate, and this is their way of getting revenge, because what they can't a lot of the times you can communicate effectively with them, and you can tell them exactly how you, like in my case, I don't have a problem communicating at all directly with somebody about anything. I'll talk to somebody if I've got a problem, especially with a significant other. I am not afraid to talk about it and get things, try to straighten it out or whatever, figure out a solution, because people should know, or mostly everyone knows, that communication, effective communication, is a key to any kind of relationship, okay? It's all about communication and trust. Those are the things that are going to hold it together, that are really going to ultimately hold any relationship together, okay? But once a person cheats on you and lies about it, or once a person betrays you in any kind of way, be it lying to you, be it whatever, cheating on you with someone. I'm not talking about, we all have dealt with emotional cheating is where you might talk to somebody about what's going on, and that can be a form of cheating, but I'm talking about actually physical cheating, when you have actually cheated on somebody, your significant other, with someone else physically, intimately, kissing, whatever, getting intimate with somebody. That's cheating. That's what I really call cheating, okay? Yeah, people can have emotional cheating, whatever you want to call it, when they are whatever, but that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about when the person has actually cheated on you with someone else in a physical way, then you should never go back to that. Once they've done that, you should never go back to somebody. If you're trying to figure out if you should go back to somebody because that person cheated on you and you found out, or you caught them or whatever, you really should never go back to that kind of relationship, in my opinion, because it's going to happen again. Because once they do that, once they physically cheat with someone else behind your back or whatever, or let you know what they're doing, they might even let you know what they're doing just to get you jealous or to punish you, but you shouldn't go back. You really ought not to, because it's going to be torture for you. You're not going to ever trust that person the same way. You're not going to see them in the same way that you used to, and you're going to always, in the back of your mind, be thinking that they're going to do that again. Or you're always going to be suspicious and paranoid about them cheating on you. I've had that happen to me before, and it's not fun, especially if you go back to them when they've cheated on you. It's really not something I would recommend. I would get rid of them. I would break up with them and call it a day, and never look back. And another thing is, a lot of people try to be friends with an ex, or when the narcissist just wants to be friends. They don't want to just be friends with you. They're still trying to extract energy from you, is what they're doing. They're still trying to use you for whatever little bit left you have to squeeze out. Okay, they want to still extract as much supply out of you as they can before they are completely finished with you. Because they're already with someone else. They've already got a new supply, most likely, and they are using you to try to get that person jealous, or to try to triangulate with you with that other person. And these are the things that they'll do. When I speak about narcissistic supply, I'm not just talking about another person. They can use the supply aspect of a narcissistic relationship. Refers to a lot of different things. It refers to, it can be money, it can be a person, a human being, it can be resources that you have to offer. They're always looking for new supply. They're always looking for a new opportunity that's better than what they had with you, or so they think that they're going to find something better, because they're opportunists. They always think that, what the cliche, the grass is greener on the other side, right? What a cliche, but that's one that's quite fitting to describe what they do. They think that things are going to be better with someone else besides you, and it doesn't. They always think that they can do better. They're never satisfied with what they have in front of them, or what they have until it's gone or too late. And I'm going to give you some proof of what I'm talking about, because whenever I was with this person in my home, whenever this man was living, when we were living together and he was staying here and we were in an intimate whatever romantic relationship, and he was, I was basically committed to this person 100%, and I can't say that he was that way with me. I don't know for sure. I don't know. I don't really know if he's, it's hard to say. I have some suspicions that he may have actually cheated on me when he was here with someone else physically because of the way he behaved and some signs that I got, some indication that he did, but I'm not 100% sure and I don't have proof. But what they'll do is when they're gone, or when they move back to their country, or and I'm talking about in my case where the person's from a foreign country, he had a visitor visa, et cetera, and he went back, but he was going to have to go back anyway, but he went back earlier than planned. But a lot of the times they know, he knew he was going back. He knew what he was doing as far as love bombing me, future faking, making me feel like I was very special and that I was going to be, telling me he wanted to be with me the rest of my life and that he was going to marry me, and that no, it wasn't just for a green card, and that he really loved me and couldn't live without me, and I'm the best thing that ever happened to him, and he's so happy with me. They'll say all these things, but they don't really say these things in front of you or when they're with you. It's only when they're away, when they're gone. And I'm going to read something that I retrieved that this person, this is just an example of how they love bomb you, okay? This is some of what they'll say to flatter you. And it's usually, you have to wonder, why are they being so flattering? And why is it that they didn't act like this when they were with you in person and physically with you? They acted like they detested you sometimes and they didn't want to be with you, or they didn't, you know what I mean? It's like, but whenever they're away, it's like they love it, because narcissist people love long distance relationships. Why? Well, think about it. Because it gives them the ability to do what they want to do. They get to play the field. And how are you going to know every little thing they're doing? They're going to send you messages saying, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. They'll send you their work schedule and things like that to make you feel like, really this person, they want you to know, they try to get you to think that you're the only one, and they want to make sure that you know exactly what they're doing all the time. That's what they want you to think, so that they can cover their tracks for what they might really be doing whenever, you know what I mean? They have to justify for their wrongdoings, and they're going to do that by acting like you need to know every little thing they're doing, taking pictures of themselves all the time, taking pictures of everything, because they know that they fucked up. They know that they're doing something wrong, so they have to do that so that you are convinced that everything's okay, when you know in the back of your mind that that's just an excuse that they're trying to justify for bad behavior. It's obvious, because it's pretty blatantly obvious that they tell on themselves, and they do that a lot. But they'll love bomb you very heavily. They'll go in and out of the love bombing stage / devaluation, gray rocking, ghosting you, all these things that they do to try to, they'll lure you back in, to push you away, push pull, ghosting, gray rock. No, you might have to go gray rock with them is one thing that you, as their victim, may have to do in order to teach them a lesson, is go gray rock. But they'll do all kinds of little tactics that they have hidden up their sleeve too, but it's all very textbook shit that they do. So you really should not really, you can believe what you want to believe and believe their words, but you really need to think twice, because words are words. Words are cheap. Anybody can say these things, but it's how they treat you and their actions that really give it away. It's not where anybody can say a bunch of shit to flatter you. Anybody can say, I love you. It's easy to do that. And people know that by words or flattery that they can use language and these things to flatter you and lure you in and entrap you. But literally, it's a trap, because if their actions don't match the words, then you know that you're dealing with someone who's either a narcissistic person or a pathological liar, or all of the above combined, okay? Or some kind of personality disordered individual who lies, who just likes to lie and lead you on and manipulate. And it's cruel what they do. It's mean because it's all a game to them. It's a cruel game where they know that they know they know you suffered. They want to see you destroyed. They want to see you upset and down. And if they do know that you're happy, they have to make sure that you're not. If they're doing well and you're if they're doing unwell and you're doing well, they can't stand that either. It's got to be a constant competition amongst the two of you because they don't want anybody they have to be in control, and they can't handle somebody doing better than them or doing anything independently because they feel like they see you as just a mere extension of them. They see you as an extension of themselves, and you're supposed to bow down to their every demand or desire without question. You're not supposed to hesitate to the everything. You're supposed to answer everything every minute. You're supposed to be like a on call 24/7 for them. And if you can't always be there for them when they need you, they're going to punish you. They might not do it immediately, but they'll subtly start to punish you verbally or psychologically. And psychological shit is what these people are notorious for, is a psychological mind fuckery that they do to their targets. But they'll love bomb you. Love bomb you. Hi there, beautiful. I love you. Hi. I have been thinking about you, and I have been thinking about, and this is from yesterday, okay? We had gone a couple days without I had not talked to him for a couple. He ghosted me even after all the love bombing. He just kind of ghosted me for a few days. Just didn't hear from him at all. On the weekend when he was at his house, mind you, during the week he supposedly stays at his mother's, but on the weekends he goes to his house, where he lives alone. And so I have to wonder, and that he doesn't work on the weekends supposedly. So. And then, mind you, that we had gotten into an argument when he said that he was, when he called me and left me a message, one of which he said he wanted to talk to me before he got in the shower. And he said that twice. He said the word shower in that voicemail message twice when he was supposedly at work at 2-something p.m. So he slipped up. And then he claims that was a misunderstanding, that his English is bad. But how can you get the word shower mixed up with the word lunch if he was on his lunch break and he said shower? It just kind of was a little bit, I'm sorry, but he knew what he was doing, and that was not a mistake. It's pretty obvious that was intentional. So he says, yesterday he says, Hi, I've been thinking about you, and I have been thinking about the pain that made me found and met you. It makes me cry. I may be afraid of facing the future world alone by myself while noisy drones surrounds me in my mother's house. I never meant to hurt, use, or abuse you, and you always knew it for sure. I don't know how to handle all these thoughts and feelings that arises. English is a second language, by the way. That arises on me when you blame me as a liar, manipulative, sexual libertine, no matter how much do I work to make you feel secure, to have, get, or win your trust, confidence, and certainty. Yesterday I had been sick and tired, and this was when I didn't hear from him at all. He claims he was sick and tired, which, okay, whatever, maybe so, but I have been feeling betrayed, and in so many ways I really will always love you. You know you are beautiful. So many men has told you so and desire you. I miss you so much. I feel so vulnerable, so lonely in spite of how terribly unjustified I consider your blames on me. I feel that I'm dying without you. Life is not easy. My life has not been easy. Our relation has not been easy, but that is what brings us together. Problems that I have trying to solve with you. During months, I have been honestly planning a life of us together, and now I'm so sorry for having more problems and solutions. See how manipulative it is? See, it's a very manipulative message that he's sending me. It's clearly very manipulative. I miss you so terribly, your beautiful eyes, your beautiful shape, your companion, even your jealousy. Yeah, and he was also quite jealous, by the way, too, and controlling. But they always like to flip the script. I'm so vulnerable now. May God help me to keep your love. I want this love be blessed product of God's light. In the name of God, goodness, let me know I'm still with you as your man. See, they love to bring religion into everything and God and this and God, God, and all that. God talk or Jesus. Well, at least this mostly it's at least it's not Jesus in this case, but I'm just saying that a lot of people are going to use religion and their spirituality as a way to kind of manipulate and try to coerce you that they're being legit. And that's that's an old trick that they do, an easy that's just something that, once again, using flattery and words, trying to speak about God and no, 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 no. How beautiful it could be if you could understand that in my case, there are not hidden agenda, twisted words, and that I'm helpless in love with you. So sincerely, that is a kind of love of mine towards you. You, the ruler of my life, my queen. I offer you everything I am, and I have that kind of love is my love towards you. And he's all these little emojis. Hearts and broken heart and a heart with an arrow and a sad face. And then I said, Aldo, I received your messages. Are you doing okay? I didn't have my phone ringer on. Hi there, beautiful. I'm about to arrive. And then we talked on the phone last night some, but he gets so excited and starts talking so fast, but it's like, it's just bizarre sometimes. I really can't help but wonder what if this person is for real or what. It's strange. Hi there, beautiful. I'm about to arrive to my job, and then he sends me a location of a map, Google map. Este lugar de mi trabajo se llama Belivio. Es un call center que yeah, I know he told me where he works before, but he had misspelled it the first time he told me about it. It's for Comcast. Buscale en internet. Tú también me puedes mandar la he says, tú también me puedes mandar la ubicación de tus trabajos por seguridad. Oh, te amo, espero que tengas un día fantástico. Hey there, my beautiful lady. Hello, how are you doing? I said, hi there, my beautiful. I'm having my meals. Are you home? And then he sends some pictures and he says, happy Halloween. He sent a little cute cat in a pumpkin, a jack-o'-lantern. Happy Halloween, sweetheart. I have to go back to the job. I love you, Lindsay Baldwin. And then he sends me his schedule. And funny enough, it's like he's supposed to be working from home already, but of course he's not. And he also it's amazing how this stuff, they want you, he wants me to go visit him. Supposedly he got a ticket he supposedly got me a ticket to go to Guadalajara. I had already gotten one at one point to go visit him, and I didn't go. I didn't get any credit for the ticket. I canceled the flight, and it was a $200 ticket that I didn't end up using. And there's nothing I had, I don't get anything for that. And because I wasn't prepared, I didn't want to go. I'm trying to heal from all this stuff, the trauma, the betrayal trauma and whatnot. And he seems to be really eager for me to go there. And so I said, well, we'll give it some time. Let's wait a while. What's the big rush? And so he went ahead and got me a ticket again to go there on the 8th. This coming 8th. And I'm still thinking, I don't even know if he really did get a ticket, to be honest with you. For all I know, he probably really didn't. But then because what's so weird about this situation is that, okay, he's just got this job less than a month ago. He's supposed to be working from home. But now he's telling me that if I go there, he wants to come back, he wants to drive back to San Antonio with me in his truck and live here with me forever or wherever. And I said, well, Aldo, what about your job? You just got this job that you supposedly really like or whatever. And it's like, what? Do you really have a job there? Or, why would you, it's like all of a sudden he's saying that he'll quit his job so he can be with me, except at the same time, I'm supposed to go there on the 8th, but he's scheduled to work all morning and all night from 10 in the morning till 11 at night on both, it's just confusing. It's overwhelming. And so and I've got work too. I'm trying to work more and get another job, as a matter of fact. And I'm very busy myself, and it doesn't seem like the timing's right. And plus, I don't know if I can trust this person, because I feel like he may have some kind of ulterior motive, or maybe he's going to hurt me or kick me out, do something to try to get even with me because of what happened here. I don't know. And I'm a little bit apprehensive and scared. I'm making this video for myself. I'm not going to post this on my YouTube channel. I'm just talking to get this out, because it's a very bizarre situation of which I feel that maybe I'm being played. I'm being lied to, perhaps, or something. I don't know for sure, because when you're not with somebody and you don't see them for a month after they left, and you're trying to continue with a relationship via long distance, it can be extremely, unless you have 100% trust in that person already, and you really know or feel that you can trust them, then it's really hard. And like I said, even in the 4 months that he was here, I don't know if I didn't even build up that amount of trust with him. I still, in the back of my mind, feel there's something that he's lying to me. There's something off. There's something that he's not being direct with me about, and I can't quite place it. But I don't think he's who he says he is, and I think that he is not working for who he says he works for, and I think that he is playing me like a fucking fiddle to get information or to do something, or I'm not quite sure what to think, but I think that he is definitely not honest, and he's being, and it's just almost just it's to make me further devalued and crushed and hurt, and and this is what they want to do after something goes wrong in a relationship with them, with narcissistic individuals, men, or whatever. I'm talking about a man here. When something goes wrong in the relationship, they want to get even with you. They're going to punish you, and they will go to the extremes to send out flying monkeys to do a smear campaign. And kid me not, when I say this kind of thing, I kid you not that this does happen, okay? They will send out people to smear you. They will do this shit, because it's happened to me before, and it's happening again now since this relationship. They will do a smear campaign. They will do all kinds of things to get even with you, because they feel rejected, humiliated, embarrassed, or insulted, and they want to make sure that you feel bad, that you're going to be punished for whatever went wrong in that relationship. Even if it's the tail end of the relationship, even if it's still going on, but you're in the discard phase, or it's a long drawn out discard, or whatever's going on, you're going to find that with these people, they don't want to just end it. They have to make sure that you suffer. They're all about you suffering. And when I spoke to him on the phone last night, he kept telling me that I'm the one in control. I'm controlling his life. That he'll do anything that I say. And he was acting weird. His voice sounded strange. His behavior was erratic. Talking about drones in the yard and whatnot. He's starting to sound a little bit paranoid. More paranoid than I've ever heard him before. And I can't, it's like, I know that he says he's a targeted individual, which I believe to an extent. I do believe he's got some paranoid, some schizophrenia, some paranoid, delusional, grandiose things, ideas about people stalking him. He thinks that the president of Argentina is involved in his stalking. He told me he thinks that he thinks a lot of things about. He thinks that he's got his ideas as to why it's going on and who's doing it and who's behind it. And I'm like, okay, maybe so, But now it's gotten to the point that he says there's drones in his mother's yard. Maybe so, okay? I don't know what this man's really involved. That's why I wonder, what is he really involved with, or who is he really involved with, and what is his background? Who is he? Who is he? I know his name. I don't know if his credentials are legit. as far as all the universities he's attended. I'm not sure if all that stuff is real. They could be for fake credentials. He could be telling a tall tale of a lot of things or exaggerating. I don't know exactly, but it's almost like everything is a lot. Like a lot of what he talks about or what some of it seems to be fabricated. But I want to believe him. I want to believe everything he says, but it's almost impossible for me to believe everything that he's told me. And there's a lot that he will not tell me that he gets very uncomfortable telling me about. And I do believe that I'm pretty sure that he's already been with someone else physically. Since he and I have been apart, of course, I have not been with anybody. I'm not ready to be with anybody anytime soon, intimately. I'm taking my time. I don't want to rush into anything in that way with anybody. But with the man and the male narcissist, you know that they can't go without it. If they're a somatic narcissist, you know good and well that they can't go without that for too very long until they find, and they're going to lie about it. You're going to ask them, have you been with someone else? Have you found someone? Or are you sleeping with someone? Or did you have sex with somebody? They're going to tell you no. They're going to lie to you for sure about that. If they, most likely they have. Because they can't stand being by themselves. They have to have constant they need constant attention. And a lot of the ways they find that through sex, these somatic narcissistic men especially, they will find that through hooking up with a prostitute or paying for sex with a escort or whatever. That's what they'll do. But they're going to lie about it. And you're going to know because when you ask them these questions, they're going to start hesitating a lot. And then they're going to, kind of try to change the subject. And they're going to get angry and defensive about it. But if they have a pattern of being with escorts, paying for sex in the past, or going to strip clubs or pornography addiction or anything like that, if your significant other has that kind of an addiction and and you found out about that addiction that they have and they're trying to hide it from you, they're going to continue to do those things behind your back, whether you want to believe it or not, unless they've completely had a transformation and they've had a whatever and they've worked on themselves and done a lot of therapy, which most likely they have not come to terms with their problem. Most of these people are in denial about that. But if they have done the work on themselves and they realize that they had a problem or have a problem, then that's a different story. Maybe they did have a problem and they admit to it and they fixed it, but chances are that they didn't fix it and that they still have that same addiction. And for example, they may tell you that, oh, before I met you, I was celibate for 8 years. Okay. They're going to tell you things like, before I met you, I was celibate for 8 years. 8 years, really? Okay. I've been celibate for a few years myself, maybe 2 years at the most, 3 years. I don't remember, but 8 years for a man who had an addiction to, escorts or strip clubs, that might be a little bit hard to believe, but if they say so, yeah, okay, maybe so, but I don't know. They'll tell you these things to feed you with lies, to make you think that they're the real deal. So that's just part 2 of what I was talking about the other day, called the narcissistic male whatever. This is just part 2 of that, where I left off. And thank you. That's it for today.